Hey guys, today we're going to talk about using solar panels as our only roof source for our woodshed. It is going to keep all the rain and water off of our firewood or any shed that you want to do using just solar panels. So in this video I'm going to tell you a little bit about the panels that we're using, and also I'm going to show you how to use the panels as a roof structure to keep everything underneath it dry. So getting started, let's talk about these panels here real quick and go over the specs and the details of them. So these solar panels I got from Sungoldpower, and they are 415 watt solar panels. These panels are rated for 415 watts, 13.13 amps, and the maximum voltage on these panels is 31.6 volts. The open circuit voltage on these panels is 38.82. That's the most critical number that we need to know. That's the number that we will rate our array off of before we hook it up to anything. We'll use this number to add up our total voltage to make sure we're under allowed voltage on the units that we're using. These panels will be used to power our Anchor Solix in the garage, and it has a maximum input rating of 60 volts for the charge controller on that unit. So we're going to hook up 3 panels in parallel and then do another 3 panels in parallel so that we stay under the voltage on that power unit. One thing I like about the Sungold panels so far is you can get them in whatever quantity that you want. It does not matter. Other companies that when you buy solar panels from them, they usually require you to buy like 10 or more so that they can ship them easier. A lot of times they like to ship these vertical and not horizontal like this. These panels are packaged very well. They have the foam all the way around the outside, where all the other panels that I've received have not had the extra padding. So you're more apt to get your panels without any problem with breakage. Another thing to note is these panels have a wider rail right here, and it's not a big deal in most applications, but how we're going to install these panels to our woodshed here, the wider rail system makes it a little bit easier for install, and I'll show you that here coming up. Okay, so you can see this is the existing panels on the roof, and we're going to add on to this. So you can see I have my main trusses going across here, and then I put a 1x3 going across from this truss up to that truss. Now with that 1x3 attached to this 1x6 here, that gives me the ability to screw from the bottom side with self-tapping screws to the panel and hold it in place. So what we need to do first is we need to measure the width of our panels that we currently have, and then we'll put another one of those 1x3s that distance away. It'll be somewhere right in here, and we'll run that all the way down and all the way up, and that'll give us something to screw to. So we're gonna get working on that. All right, so now that we have these in place, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a tube of silicone, and we're going to just run a bead all the way along the panels there. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it so the water cannot penetrate. I'm going to do this glue on the top half of the panel because I don't want a big crack where a bunch of water will sit in there, because in the wintertime water could sit in there and freeze, expand. So I want to have the glue towards the top side, not the bottom side. All right, now that we have the glue set, we're going to go ahead and grab a panel and we'll throw it up here. If you have a second person, it's helpful. Otherwise, the other thing I found too is if you have a clamp, sometimes I'll grab a clamp and clamp that onto the panel so that it'll catch right here and it won't just slide down on me. But because my slope isn't that steep, it's usually not that big of an issue. They don't tend to slide off, so we're gonna just try to throw it up there without the clamp. All right, so now that we have it set in place, what I've been doing is just putting 4 screws in, 1 in each corner. You wanna make sure that your screws aren't too long, that they'll go through the wood and then through the channel and then hit the back of the panel and shatter it. So you gotta have the right size screw. I think these are 1 1/4 inch. We're going through 3/4 inch wood and then grabbing the aluminum on the back side. So you wanna make sure that you're towards the outside so you don't catch the vertical part of the rail. You just wanna catch the part that's horizontal. As you can see, I got all 6 of the panels up, and we have room for more expansion on this side. I want to do one more bay over here, and so we'll just continue to add on to it, and we'll do more panels all the way across it. And I'm hoping that each little bay of firewood will be a 1-year supply of wood to get us through the winter, so then I'll have a 3-year supply pending they're all full. One of the biggest tips I'd give you is do not buy Phillips head self-tappers. Get the hex head, get a square bit, anything but Phillips. The Phillips heads, they stink. They're a pain in the butt. One person can handle these panels. They are on the heavier side, but comparatively, compared to the panels that I put up over here, they're quite a bit lighter than those panels. These seem to be built very well and easier on the back. So now the next step is we're gonna hook all these panels up, and we're gonna run a wire quick to the garage and give these panels a good test and see how they perform. All right, so we're back in the garage here. We have our solar wires coming in, and we've put a multimeter on here to verify that red is hot and that black is negative, to make sure we don't have the polarity mixed up. And then we also confirmed the voltage coming in. I wanted to make sure that the voltage is not over 60 volts, which we're not even close to it, which is good. So we're gonna go ahead and hook it up to our power unit here. And you can see that it right away woke up the power unit. Now it's initiating, and we are collecting solar. So it is towards the end of the day now. The sun is going down, and as you can see, we are still collecting 485 watts of solar power. The other system over here is only collecting 76 watts, but that's because where those panels are, it is a little bit shaded by the house and by the trees, so that's why that one is underperforming compared to this one. Well, that concludes my woodshed project. This is a great option if you're looking to save a little bit of money on your woodshed and you're looking to do solar panels, or if you have solar panels and they're already ground mounted, you could just simply put all your firewood underneath those and save yourself a little bit of money on having to build a roof over your woodshed. So I don't know what a roof would have cost. Maybe the solar panels would have been double the cost, but I look at it as I was going to do a roof on my woodshed anyways. So now these solar panels essentially cost me half as much as what they would have cost me before, because doing a traditional roof would have probably cost me about half the amount of what these solar panels are. That just gets me one step closer to self-sustainability and less grid dependence. So if you are like me and you want to be more self-sustaining and less dependent on the grid, and just be prepared for whatever comes about, hit that subscribe button, follow along to the channel. I like to post different videos every week of different tips, tricks, things that I do around my homestead, and also I like to do product reviews on some good products that I found useful around my homestead. So pound that subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.